Currently, the discussion on the tongues of everyone, including us as the Ummah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the price of fuel. Everybody is concerned about the price of fuel. But fuel has gone up drastically, and when fuel has gone up drastically, then the price of all or most commodities will also go up drastically. So this has become very, very concerning. People were phoning one another before the increase to inform that, by tomorrow the diesel price is going up, petrol price is going up, you rather go and fill up. So if a person goes to fill up, how much is going to fill up? 1 tank. How much more can he fill? Right? But so much of concern to save a person a few rands to fill up his tank or the balance of his tank. Somebody may have had half tank already, 3/4 tank already. And this fikr was so much that people have told me that there were queues at the petrol stations. People queued up, waiting in line. On the other hand, the greed of some of the owners of petrol stations, because they knew that they bought the fuel at the old price. If they're going to sell it, they will only make the same amount of profit which they were making every day, which is a fair amount of profit. But if I sell it tomorrow after the increase, then the same petrol that I paid little for, I'll be able to sell it for so much more. So greed got the better, not of all of them, but a lot of them, where they started restricting the fuel. With this in mind, that I will be able to sell it at a higher profit tomorrow. So on the one side, the exodus of human beings were so worried that I'm going to pay so much more, or I'm going to save. So if the person needed to fill 50 liters of fuel to fill his tank, and the fuel went up by 3 rand per liter or 4 rand per liter, so he would have a savings of 150 or 200 rand for that particular tank. And after that, but just to save that 200 or 300 rand, I don't say it's nothing, right? But to save that 200 or 300 rand, how much of fikr? And where the person could have made a little bit more, how much he tried now, must restrict the petrol, only allow them 100 rand, this, that, so tomorrow I can make so much of money. Right? And this has then sparked a discussion regarding the war. People who never knew that there is a thing called the Hormuz Strait, they came to know about this thing for the first time. But how come this fuel is gone up? No, they closed the Hormuz Strait. What that Hormuz Strait is, we lived for 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, we never even knew it existed. Then starts the blame game. Now whose fault is this? Iran's fault? Or the Gulf countries' fault? Or America's fault? Because Allah Pak is nowhere in the equation. Allah Pak is nowhere in the equation. It has to be some other force, not Allah Pak. Because La ilaha illallah we forgot. Nothing happens, nothing moves, no decision is made, no war is fought, no price goes up, nobody dies, nobody lives, nothing. Except by the permission of Allah. The basic principle of our iman we forgot. So now this whole discussion, that why the fuel went up. Why the discussion? Because our dunya is going to be affected. Now, I won't be able to eat that many Ferreros as I was eating. And the Dubai pista chocolate, I may not be able to afford it because the fuel is gone up. So my dunya is going to get affected. Yes, there are those who are below the breadline. They have got fikr that now the price of flour is going to go up, price of mini meal is going to go up. How am I going to afford this? Right? So there is some fikr. But I ask you, And I mentioned this before with the fazl of Allah Ta'ala, that this whole so-called war that is taking place, right, we will only understand what shaitan and the kuffar were trying to achieve when the dust settles. But today we don't even want to understand that. Because we, in our fickle understanding, what can we really understand? Each one will have their own view. But what I want to do for myself is to introspect. And this is what I would request you to do for yourself. The amount of concern and fikr that came into me when the price of fuel went up, the amount of time I spent discussing the reasons and the impact it's going to have, right? The amount of time I spent on that, did I spend even 20% of that time discussing the closure of the first Qibla of the Muslims? The fact that Masjid Al-Aqsa is closed, did that affect me? Did that affect me as a mu'min, as a believer? That the third Haram is closed, no namaz is taking place. Can we understand this? It is an indictment of the Ummah that we are plus minus 1.5 billion strong, if not more, or should I say 1.5 billion weak in the world, and our Haram is closed, and we can do sweet nothing about it. Do we understand how expensive this is on us? Did it worry me at all that this Haram is closed? The Haram can close, whatever can happen. To pass my time, I'll have discussions, but it doesn't hurt me. Only when the fuel price went up, I now sprang into action.